AITA for not letting my husband meet our firstborn child? I am not oop. Original post by you, throwaway firstborn. Account now deleted. In r, am I the asshole? Trigger warnings. This TW has a big spoiler. Cheating. Discussion of miscarriages and a stillbirth. Less than. AITA for not letting my husband meet our firstborn child posted August 6, 2020. My husband has this best friend, Anna. They've been friends for a long time and dated years ago, mutually deciding that it's best for them to remain friends. I've had no problem with this relationship until now. On the day that I gave birth, Anna's brother got into a car accident. My husband got a call from her in the middle of the night and asked him if he could drop her at the hospital her brother was at, an hour away from us. Since she was too scared to drive, my husband agreed, told me quickly while I was half asleep and rushed out. A few hours later, I had contractions and called my husband. He didn't pick up after multiple tries, so I gave up and called my dad, who drove me to the local hospital, 12 minutes away. I was so scared of giving birth alone since I've had about 3 miscarriages and 1 stillborn. My husband promised me that no matter what, he'd be there for me. Guess what? He wasn't. We called multiple times while I was in labor, and when he finally picked up my dad's call when I was giving birth, saying that he'd misplaced his phone in the chaos, my dad informed him that no matter how fast he drives anymore, he's going to miss the birth of his child. Well, my husband took that as, he's already screwed up, so it doesn't matter when he shows up at this point. So when he finally came, our daughter was about 5 hours old and I'd already moved to the maternity ward. When he came, I refused to let him see our baby. Edit. Did let husband hold and play with baby after discharge. Because I was so high on emotions and was shaking when I saw him and didn't want it negatively affect my time with the baby. I wanted her birth to be a happy time and I was already struggling to feed her. My husband was in a bad state and told me to please let him see her. So I told him to stand by the window and held the baby up so he could see her. I told him to then leave and he'll be allowed to interact with the baby at my father's home when we're both well and out of the hospital, and that I was most likely divorcing him. He started bawling and apologizing and defended himself by saying that Anna's brother was in serious critical condition, and although he's fine, Anna needed him. Though Anna's parents were there, she's not that close with them and she was in an unbearable state. I told him that I didn't care and that his daughter has already come second to him and all she did was be born. I'm putting my daughters and my health first and won't let her be sidelined. My husband agreed and left. However, Anna called me later and said that I was being controlling and she'd never met someone as cruel as me for not letting a father see his baby. I told her that my husband made his decision and that this was his doing, not mine. But now, I can't help feel cruel in my actions and feel like I'm depriving my baby of both her parents being together. My husband sees her a few hours each day now. AITA? Edit. I feel like this is useful information and could explain why I was so mad. Anna's brother was not in a life-death situation. He had serious injuries, but most were concentrated on his legs and arm. He did have a concussion but gained consciousness soon. Anna was there along with both her parents who managed all the hospital stuff. My husband was there as an emotional support for Anna. I did let my husband see our baby right after I got discharged. Edit. Husband saw baby. Husband held baby. Husband played with baby. I wanted a couple days of rest and bonding with the baby since my emotions were so high and I was afraid if my husband was a continuous presence, I'd get stressed and something bad would happen. I told him as such. They spend time together, but I'm still cold with him. I may still be the asshole. I don't know. But I'm still so mad at him, and it's not the first time he put Anna before me. I can forgive the other times since I could handle it, but this time was the straw. I was so scared to hold my baby because I was paranoid the minute I touch her, something would happen to her, and no one was there to comfort me. I only had my dad, but he wasn't in the delivery room, which is why I'm not too keen on forgiving my husband. Also, we both knew the baby was due anytime now, so I don't understand why my husband didn't have his phone on him. We even tried reaching out to Anna and she didn't pick up either. After he learned I was giving birth, they already knew that Anna's brother was going to be alright. He spent that time making sure that Anna was okay and feeding her, and then waiting for the brother to regain consciousness. He could have come back after seeing his daughter to talk with the brother. He would have made it back in time. Edit. So many of you got it wrong. I'm not preventing him from ever seeing his baby. That is stupid and unreasonable. He literally saw her about a day later when we were discharged and safely at my dad's home. He already didn't see her for 5 hours on purpose and put Anna first. I didn't think an additional day would make much of a difference. And it wasn't to him. He was happy to see the baby and he spends time with her all the time. She's 2 months now. And also, I'm not mad about the fact he went to see Anna. I'm mad that he didn't think we were a high priority to rush back to. He left me so quickly in the middle of the night when I was already late. He couldn't have left Anna in the care of her parents and rushed as soon as possible? She's not a child and she doesn't have any mental health issues either. Edit 3. So sorry for all the edits. But someone just messaged me this. What if my baby was born a stillborn again? He had no way to know since he and I didn't have any contact after I gave birth. Thank the stars. My baby is healthy and well, but it was a possibility. Update was added as an edit to the original post, so there is no post date. Edit, update. Thank you everyone for your replies. I think that I was an asshole for using my child against him and should have told him that he could hold and then asked him to leave. So the divorce is probably going to happen. My brother is looking at lawyers for me. In the midst of this whole mess, this post made me realize I never checked on Anna's brother to see how he's healing because I was so irked by Anna. I called him and he said that he was doing well and will be out of his wheelchair soon. He asked about me and the baby and how I was doing with the split and if I was okay with my husband and Anna. I can't believe I was so oblivious. I thought they had an emotional thing going on because of this, and when I confronted my husband, he denied it and said me and our baby were his priority and he made a mistake, and he was being dumb. Yay no. Anna's brother kindly informed me that he and Anna's parents thought that my husband and I split when I was 7 months pregnant and that Anna and him were back on. He showed up at the hospital as Anna's boyfriend, which is why they didn't bat an eye that he was there and not with his pregnant wife. Because apparently we split. Her brother's procedures were done well before the afternoon, so I don't know that my husband and Anna were doing for all those hours. But I don't even want to know. If you want more details, I can answer in a comment. Thanks everyone for your kind words and advice. I will be moving back home and filing for full custody. I don't want my baby growing up to be like her father or Anna. He can be fun dad or whatever it is he wants to be. Last edit. I think I'm going to be taking a break from Reddit now because ranting on the internet doesn't seem healthy. Thanks everyone for their support. I'll take it from here, Red Heart. Reminder, I am not the original poster. His wife has multiple miscarriages and a stillbirth, and he still decides to have an affair and miss his child's birth. And his affair partner decided to call his wife and complain about how mean the wife is to her poor, misunderstood spouse? Yikes. I hope Oop nails her ex for more child support than he can afford and Anna's family shuns her for being a homewrecker. Life 101. 1. Anyone who emotionally relies on your spouse that much is bad news. Rushing out in the middle of the night with barely a bye? Bad news. 2. Anyone who thinks you're being the big meanie when they're the one who was unreachable for literally no reason is bad news. Poor woman. I hope she finds someone who rocks her world one day and shows her what love actually is. 'Cause this asswipe sure didn't. To think that he didn't check if his child wasn't a stillborn for 5 hours is the most insane part. This person does not care about anything other than his own pleasure. I'm adding to the list of people whose grave deserve to be pissed on. I'ma have to drink a lot 'cause that list is getting longer with each post. Great. Now I am the one shacking with anger and pure hate. If a man has anything, it's the audacity. What a FKN twist. I hope Op takes her ex over the coals. Holy FK. What a douche. I hope she wipes the floor with him for child support and it gets released to everyone that Anna is a home wrecker. That's FKED up. I hope Anna gets pregnant and upon delivery this man doesn't show up because he's with an AP. Best karma ever. I felt the story was familiar during the first few sentences. But when I read, on the day that I gave birth, Anna's brother got into a car accident, my husband got a call from her in the middle of the night and asked him if he could drop her at the hospital her brother was at, an hour away from us. Since she was too scared to drive, my husband agreed, told me quickly while I was half asleep and rushed out. I immediately remembered this story. It pissed me off the first time around, and it still does now. The ex-husband is a poss and so is Anna. But hey, trash often stick together. Sooner or later, one of them will find another side piece and cheat on the other. Silver lining, I guess. Hope Oop rakes her STBX over the coals for everything she can. All that and the divorce is probably going to happen. Plot twist. Wow, husband super sucks. The audacity of Anna to call Op and bitch her out knowing that Op is in the dark about their affair. If she wants to meet someone more cruel than Op, then she should look in the mirror. I'm glad the brother told Op about the affair. I hope Op takes her ex to the cleaners and gets majority custody of the kid. I also hope that Anna's family cuts Anna and OP's ex out of their lives. I can't believe people were saying she was in the wrong. If my husband didn't immediately rush back when he learned I was in active labor after multiple complicated pregnancies, he would also not be seeing the baby. Especially with the post-birth hormones. My God, she was probably a wreck. If the husband can't be there for that, he can't be there for the good parts either. Some people are crazy for hating on Oop. Hope she finds a better partner. I'm Team Oop. I gave birth a week and a half ago and things went well. My husband is amazingly supportive. But my hormones were insane and I basically cried non-stop the first 4 days. You can intellectually prepare for that as much as possible and still find yourself weeping uncontrollably at the drop of a hat. It felt like every feeling I had was multiplied by 100. I can't judge anything Oop said or did while to her asshole husband while on that cocktail of postpartum hormones. I am gonna say that in hindsight she is nowhere near the asshole. He is the asshole. Posted August 2020 and baby was born 2 months before. But no mention of COVID restrictions? How the hell could Anna's brother have 4 people with him at the hospital? How could OOP have both her dad and her husband eventually at the hospital? I hope him and Anna won't ever be able to have children. Terrible people.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Haircast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.